Hey guys, before I start, I want to appreciate Gurtam team for creating such a platform where experts can come and network. Also, I want to thank you guys for coming. I'm a big fan of presenting and talking about different things, and it's super nice that we will have a chance to network after my speech. So yeah, today I will be talking about keeping our business relationships warm. But before I will step into this process, I want to understand, please raise the hand who are in sales or in partnerships. Okay, so we have ICP here. um, I will be talking about my own experience. I'm not a big fan of slides and presentations. I really love to resolve the real cases. And yeah, let's meet each other. I'm Tabriz, COO at Maljoy. I've worked with a lot of different organizations as UN and Plug and Play. I was a part of Plug and Play cluster in my home country, in Uzbekistan. And yeah, I don't know, but Ira time is broken here. Unfortunately, second speaker Arthur didn't came today, but it's a very interesting fact that my sales experience started from the company that he's working on. It's my first sales job ever in Lithuania, and actually my job ever. So um, I wanted to tell in short context my own story. I came here when I was 18, I believe, and I came here to study. I finished Vilnius University, the Faculty of Economics, under the major of management, and I really didn't know what to do. Raise the hand who are students. Okay, so we have a line here. I think it would be very interesting for you to hear that, but when I started to search for something, and I was working in Time as lead research specialist, which is the junior like path in a sales career, I really didn't know how I actually joined that company, to be honest, without any internship, without anything. I think the luck was on my side a bit. Is one okay? I think luck is very important sometimes. So when I started my sales career, I didn't know that I will really like it, but my culture and my home country, country of the sales, where people love to talk, where people love to network, really played a very, very important role overall. Yeah, afterwards, after Ira time, I ended up in software development, and I think the software development part was the most interesting because I was working on US market, and my all networking skills there just bumped off, and I used it as a maximum. This is, by the way, my LinkedIn QR code. We can network, we can connect, so yeah, feel free. After software development part, I co-founded the company with investor. It was called Seal Group. I mean, it's called still. And we co-founded the brand called Hocus. It's one of the biggest chain of the car washes in Lithuania right now. It's previously owned by Švaros Broliai, and actually we have a location here in Oz. But yeah, this is my previous company, and now I want you to meet Maljoy. So yeah, Maljoy is the product-based company. We are working in Telegram infrastructure. We are experts in Ton ecosystem. We are fans of what Mr. Durov is doing, and we have right now over 3 million users across 30 countries. It's a pretty new company. We started last year, January, and we completely bootstrapped and profitable from the start. We right now own a couple of Telegram bots in entertainment, social, and dating categories. Also, we do have right now some projects in dating which are under development, both mini apps in Telegram and also bots, just the usual bots in Telegram. We are backed by a strong product and design culture. We basically surrounded ourselves with a very professional people who are working globally, from Ukraine, from Lithuania. So we are right now very happy and motivated to build very, very cool products. So yeah, my next slide is about the usual flow. I think for some of the salespeople that are here, the usual flow will be very understandable, but this is the most simple thing in sales ever. You might see even more complex graphs, but I'm not a fan of those complex graphs because everything is pretty much same. For me, the most important parts are the first contact, honeymoon, and retention. I will tell why I call it honeymoon later on. So the first contact is a part where you are just making outreach via LinkedIn, via cold emailing, or you just met your partner on webinar or in some conference, right? That doesn't change any facts, but the main thing is that I'm a big fan of a process when SDRs in the companies are account executives. And I will explain you why. Because when we meet a partner or when we outreach to the partner in LinkedIn or via cold email, partner or your client understands your first name and recognizes you as a representative of the company. People in general are very lazy to be forwarded to some other people, but sometimes we just must do that because sometimes SDRs have a lack of experience and account executives have more experience to upsell, which is usual and normal process. But in software development, when I was working in software development, I was the one who was making a first touch, and I was the one who were making upsells and follow-ups. And I think this is the best setup ever. Second stage is a collaboration when you are, if it's your client, you are making demo meetings. If it's your partner, you're also doing some meetings. And you are basically trying to be close to each other. You're trying to understand the pain points. And you are trying to help to each other. So the honeymoon period, I was calling it honeymoon period. And yeah, all the salespeople started to call it honeymoon period in my company. It's a moment when you are basically trying to process the deal and basically close the deal. A lot of legal part, a lot of compliance part, sometimes, especially if you are some complex SaaS product, for example. But overall, this is, I think, the most important part when you're becoming like very, very close to your partner or to your client. And retention, I think we will be talking a lot about retention because this is the reason why you should basically keep your partnerships pretty warm. It's upsells and follow-ups. I think a lot of us understand that the main job of salesperson is not to sell, but to make sure that this sale will be appearing in your deal flow more frequent and frequent, right? I mean, there are some cases when you're working for government, you can just close one deal and chill. But I think it's not the popular case here. About the partners, I think I want to make a simple explanation of terminology. We can have partners who are your co-founders, who are people who establish business with you. Your investors also considered as partners. Partners can be your clients, right? Partners can be your suppliers, for example. Suppliers who are supplying you something so your business can actually process the deals. But in general, my tips and tricks, what I will be talking about here, are suitable for absolutely all types of partnerships because it's a communication, it's a filling of people, so the rules are pretty much same. So about the rules that work, absolutely my own experience. So over the years, yeah, I've learned that the best business relationships feel more like friendships with a purpose. Not friendships with benefits. They are built on small, genuine actions and not the big moments. Sometimes, in your partnership process, a quick message, check-in, and sharing the idea, that's how you keep the fire alive. So the first part, I think, stay loyal maybe is not correct word, but maybe stay human. You need to understand that the partners clients or whoever are also same humans as we are, as you are. So we all have feelings, we all have interests, we all have values. Most of the cases where I closed software development deals for more than 100K bills were actually supported by the rule, staying human or staying loyal. I was trying to be very flexible. I was trying to be very dynamic. I was trying to do things that my, colleagues in department would skip it, because it's a bit of out of the book and not the usual process. But actually, partners and people, they really value that you are trying to do something for them, which is exception. And maybe sometimes as a salesperson, you can play on it and make it look like exception. This is also a very popular case. But everything is connected to psychology, and staying loyal to your partner is, I think, one of the most important rules here. One time I met a person who is owner of logistics company, and we were participating in the yachting race, and we were 7 days together, so we become very close, not partners, but just very close. And every time he's in the sea, he was calling to his partner and saying, hey, look at this, just a random, absolutely call. Of course, you cannot do that on the intro stage, but that means the thing that he actually explained to me is that, he's such a partner of mine that will never go to another supplier of logistics because he dropped the price for 100 euros or even thousands, because he really values my connection to him and that I'm loyal to him and that I'm basically becoming a human for him. So yeah, this is rule number one. Second is consistency. Yeah, I think consistency can be definitely considered as a rule in my own experience as well, because if you're not consistent, people might forget about you. And this is really how it works. Usually when you're making a follow-ups, when you're saying hi, or maybe just checking up on the deal or checking up on the project, that really brings very good results because you're always in contact with your partner. When I was working in software development, the process when you close the deal and it goes to the process of processing the deal, which is software development, I usually did not communicate with the client because, what else to talk about, right? I already did my job. But I was pushing my CEOs and COOs that, hey, I want to know how Jesse is doing, and I want to know how project is doing, even though the project manager was taking that part, right? And I think that's how it should be in almost all partnership cycles, because consistency is definitely a key. Creating a mutual value. I think here it's also very good to mention that by value here, I mean that sometimes after you create a partnership, your partners might have some issues which with you might help with. By issues, I mean the real case, the real absolutely example. We were talking with partners about our own stuff, and partners really badly needed a lawyer with IT experience. We could definitely skip it, but after the call, we instantly started to check our contacts in archive and saying hey, we really want to help these guys because I think it definitely will add some plus on our karma in our relationship. So creating a mutual value works perfectly. I do not know any other exceptions where it didn't work, so I can definitely recommend to do that. The partnership is built on mutual things, and if you are creating mutual value, then it means that partner is very open to you, and the first rule starts to work, the loyalty, right? Okay, real stories and cases. I think this is pretty interesting part. First one is a DOB in CRM. That's how I call it. Every time that the new partner came to us, or even a client, I was forcing everybody to add their date of the birth. It's just a small moment. Sometimes you cannot see it, but thanks for the LinkedIn where you can see this data. And every time when the lead or partner, even supplier, doesn't matter, is assigned to some account executive, it was a must to say congrats, and our CRM was basically showing up the notification who has the birthday today among your own assigned leads. So we were not able to track it directly, how it actually affected our partnerships via some metrics, but we just had the feeling and like indirect intuition and like feeling that it really converted good, because every time when sometimes like when deal becomes warm, not so hot, every time when our account executives were coming to say happy birthday, the next day conversation was starting. So they're like, oh, actually you were, yeah, thanks for congrats. Our project is going to be launched soon, so we will come back to you in a couple of weeks, something like that. So the real case worked very good, can be replicated with Merry Christmas, can be replicated with so many holidays. I mean, yeah, of course, not too often, because birthday is a very personal day, and I think everybody, even everybody here, you're definitely valuing it when somebody says it to you, even on LinkedIn. So yeah, I think that's the first rule that really, case study that really worked very well. Being useful beyond business, quick intros and honest feedback is about the part that I was talking about on the previous slide. But at the same time, we had startups and companies that were sharing with us test Figmas, some materials, and were just asking, hey, can you make honest feedback for us? Because we are making a cost dev, we are seeking opinions, we are seeking a feedback. So maybe you could help with us. And we were really putting our time, putting our effort to do this, because it really created a mutual value. Quick intros, this one is very cool, and I think in my case it worked very, very nice. It's the same case like I was talking about the lawyer. Some startups can appreciate that you are meeting investors and connecting them, basically referrals. That's how we call it. Partners really value quick intros, and if you are doing this intros which leads somewhere else, that's a super, super big plus, and partner will definitely value it. And this has really worked absolutely in 99% cases, to be honest. That's why we were trying always to understand, hey, what's your pain point, what you're looking for? Yeah, but I don't know how to find a marketing person. We want to launch, but I don't know how to find PPC guy or PPC lady who will set up a campaign for us. So we were ready for everything. Of course, at this time, very important to react very fast, because if you will wait, probably your partner or your client will find a solution earlier than you. Anybody here knows about Ben Franklin effect? So Ben Franklin effect is connected to the second case study, which is being useful beyond the business. It's a very interesting thing, but I think every salesperson should read about it, like every single. Ben Franklin effect is a phenomenon in psychology when you are making a favor for somebody, and you like this person more because you did a favor. And usually, like, people are becoming very shy to ask for feedback, or ask for the opinion, or ask to help. So my recommendation is 100%, don't be shy to ask help or feedback, because the Ben Franklin effect really works. We were calculating this metric when I was working in 88 Tech and Scale Tech, which is software development companies. 80% of people to whom we directly came and were asking something, doesn't matter, were one step ahead, closer to us when we were already calculating like annual metrics with the partners and like the amount of the deals closed. the amount of the hot deals on the pipeline before the year closed. So this is a super cool thing. I'm using it in my own life even. I mean, because it's not about like professional world only. It's about your personality, and this is how the human brain works, basically. Yeah. So it's my three case studies, which are I think the main parts in a sales career. I think also would be very cool to explain about tools that keep our relationships warm. Of course, you know, we all have 8 hours in our daily work day, but we are using tech still, and I think without tech, we could not scale our tips and tricks in the business partnerships. So first of all is LinkedIn, I think very obvious, but sometimes people are not using it so frequently and wisely. For every single partner or every important partner, doesn't matter how segmentation works in your part, we were putting on notifications. So every time that new post comes in, we are checking in. It might be a new certification. Hey, I got a new certificate from Microsoft Azure. And this is already a reason to follow up with a person. Like, hey, congrats. Very, very happy that you got the certificate. And what about our project XYZ? You know, so it's just a reason to keep everything up to date, to understand interest, because I think LinkedIn already a couple of years ago became less super professional, but people are still, you know, posting their weddings there. So I 100% sure that there you can really find important data about the partner and important moments that you can come up and check in with. The second part is the CRMs. Yeah, I think it's also pretty obvious thing, but again, you know, use the DOB in CRM trick. It will definitely work in order to automate your flow, in order to understand how your pipeline works, in order to understand the segmentation of the partner and the relationships with the partner on this moment, because sometimes, you know, we might have a very angry partner and you need to put this data into CRM because another account executive might come and yeah, then you know the conflict might happen, or not a good follow-up, and not a good moment. Phantom Buster is my favorite tool ever. I will definitely recommend everybody use it. Phantom Buster is making a lot of automations, and via the Phantom Buster, you can get all people who are following your company page, and you can invite them to your webinar. People are doing it manually. I'm pretty lazy person, and I do not like to do things manually, and the Phantom Buster helps you to do that in an absolutely easy and fast way. It's also a pretty cheap tool. So on a daily basis, when we were trying to making a workshop or online webinar, for example, about the DevOps, about the backend infrastructure or something, I was taking the part of inviting everybody around the company to the webinar. Also, I think on the previous speech here, it was mentioned about events and workshops. I think this is also the way how you can definitely keep your partnerships warm, because the workshops are creating definitely mutual value. And when you're inviting the person feels valued, the partner feels valued. So that's how your companies become a bit more closer. So that's definitely cool tool and instrument to build the partnerships. Keyflow is a pretty new tool which I figured out. It's actually similar to CRM, but it's mostly for referrals. Basically, your partners who are trying to sell your product by themselves, basically. So it's super interesting tool if you have a big database of your referrals or partners via whom you are selling the product. I think it's definitely worth to test. And yeah, as I said, we use automation to scale warmth, not distance. Tools just reminding us to act human and not robotic. I think everywhere, during every process where you're trying to automate something, it's very important to stay human and check up, because sometimes, LinkedIn outreach tools, they have bugs, and I had the cases when I was sending a LinkedIn message like hello name and then my message. So sometimes it happens, but yeah, in order to make your processes much more faster and scale your outreach or scale your partnerships management, you definitely need to use something because you just do not have any possibilities to make thousands messages per day, or thousands follow-ups, thousands invites manually. Is just not possible. Yeah, unless you are ChatGPT in a person. Okay, we will be talking about retention, and um, I really I consider that retention is a super interesting thing, especially in products. We at Maljoy recently configured our analytics, and we were talking about retention today. So retention playbook in partnerships is a bit different from retention playbook in products. Here, I think very important to have a product which is good quality, and service that you're providing in good quality, depending what kind of product actually you are selling. If it's SaaS, if it's a physical product, if it's a service-based company, it's also fine. I think here very important to fix any issues very fast, test your own service, and respond to every signal. Every partner values the speed. So if partner understands that there's something wrong in the process, fast reaction usually is a key to resolve it, right? So it's just a matter of couple of days, and when you're putting your partner in a place of waiting person, it usually creates a lot of conflicts, even especially if you are in very hard business like logistics, manufacturing. Every day there costs a lot of money, so the product and service quality is 100% rule number one in the playbook. The second rule is the support and feedback. I was using a lot of SaaS products, and the problem that I was getting as a client, but as well as a partner, there were not enough onboarding and guides. I think it's very important to be always close to your client when you are providing service which is maybe complex or maybe very niche, to provide a lot of guides, to provide webinars, as I was mentioning before, make proactive check-ins, and easily help with the channels. In software development, the onboarding process was very fast, because the email comes. If it's inbound lead, if it's outbound, you're trying to make a demo call, and you are trying to set up instantly the call with a person, with a project manager who understands the tech stack. But sometimes you need to know the tech stack because you're a salesperson. You need at least to pretend that you know the tech stack. The more faster onboarding was, and the more clear onboarding was increasing the chance that we will definitely close the deal. The churn rate there in software development world is very big. From 100 leads that are coming, the deal can be with maybe 10 or maybe 5, because it's high bills, it's not SaaS. So yeah, that really worked very well, because we were trying always to be very close to the new client especially, and to try to make onboarding as smooth as possible. The third part is post-purchase bonuses, points, expiring coupons only for clients' offers to trigger repeat buys. Sometimes it's not even about the buys, again, but if we are talking about suppliers or business partners that are providing you something, I think it's very cool to offer them interesting perks or interesting offer that might show your loyalty to them, and a lot of partners definitely appreciate it. In product company, if we're talking about B2C, it's a bit different case, because there, product managers and product owners are using discount codes or something. But if we are talking about B2B world, it's still same rules, but different mechanic of the process. When you are trying to offer your service, for example, with some discount. For example, if I have a travel agency and I have a airline company which is providing me a lot of tourists every year, you can definitely offer discounted tours to the at least to management of that airline company with whom you're communicating. This is called post-purchase bonus. The social one, which is SMM, I think more and more people start to understand it. And when I'm scrolling LinkedIn, I see more and more replies on the comments. And it's very cool to see that, because proactive engagement in social media definitely shows that you are close, you did not go very far, and people really value it. You know, when I post something on LinkedIn, I definitely recognize all the comments. I try to always reply to all the comments, and I see that, you know, people are really engaging in social media more and more. So, you know, when I see something is unanswered, it triggers me really, and you know, it makes me it makes me feeling bad. That's why I'm always trying to be very fast, and you know, sometimes even if I don't know the person, but the person commented to my post, I try to connect, and I instantly send a message like, "Hey, very cool. Thank you very much for the comments. You know, I would be very interested to know what you guys are doing. No need to spend hours of your time, you know, for calls, intro calls or something. Forget it. You know, I was fan of calls, but right now I'm not. Just, you know, via warm chat, you're creating a certainly mutual value that can definitely convert to something big. Even if it will not, you at least have one interesting contact in your database. Okay, when we talked about success stories, I want to talk about not success stories, because I think it's also very interesting to understand that you know, not everything is so ideal. Case study highlights that we learned that hard way. The first partner faced the silent delivery trap. I will tell about this a bit more. We delivered very fast, but we didn't update the client for 3 weeks. I mean, everything was very smooth. Guys in, I mean, development and the project management was working very smoothly, but we didn't update client. I mean, I don't know why that happened, but that just happened, you know. And the client instantly confused. The client was not technical, so you know, when you face non-technical clients, they cannot really go to the GitHub and check last commits. So you know, it was it was very, very hard. We actually convinced him to stay with us, but yeah, he was very, very angry. And here, I think the main problem was communication gap. And the previous presentation was about communication. So I think communication in the partnerships, I think one of the most important points ever. Second case, the wrong expectations. Also, I think very much connected to the communication. When we said that development of something doesn't matter actually, could be 2-3 weeks, and client heard too. Happens usually when you're communicating and not fixating anything via the emails or something. But yeah, client heard too. We delivered the feature, I think, with delay about 1 week. So it was actually 3 weeks for the feature. But again, you know, there are some sticky clients who will not understand this, and you need to be very diplomatic and need to be very careful in communication, especially in such moments, because usually such cases they lead to bad reviews and harming the reputation of the company. Third one is too reactive, not proactive. If you don't lead the relationship, someone else will. The case explains the story when the client was not technical and he came with idea. And with a very, very creepy technical documentation. It was absolutely nonsense. And we just started to develop it. and we just started to implement it, but we did not recommend on certain things where we actually could recommend. Client found another agency who came up with a lot of interesting ideas and features, and client basically moved from us there, unfortunately. But from this lesson, we learned that if you see such cases, you definitely need to give your impact. You definitely need to ask a lot of people in your team what they think about this, and not just do because you need to do, basically. So it was super interesting cases for me, like 3 of them. It showed that there are different cases, there are different clients. There are clients who are super happy about your product. There are partners who are super happy about collaboration with you. But if you at least do one mistake or miscommunication, that definitely breaks up, and partnership starts to dissolve. I also wanted to mention the thing about the trust, and I think in big partnerships, especially B2B partnership, the trust is a very important key, which can be 100% highlighted. When trust becomes less, partnership also starts to dissolve. Because the good analogy that I can give you, that if we're going to the market, let's say Maxima, I don't know, doesn't matter. If we are buying some products, our buying feeling actually constructs because of the trust. First of all, you are trusting the market that actually covering the retail of this product and starts to sell this product. Secondly, you trust the product itself, the ingredients inside, the producer. So with the partnerships, it's absolutely same. The trust starts to build and starts to be constructed from very small, minor moments that you start to catch in communication. I mean, you can even, think about the case when you are the client or you are the partner, and you have 10 absolutely, let's say, same companies who are providing same service reaching out to you. So you will definitely choose the partner on absolutely different factors. If their product is pretty same, right? You will check who are working there. You will check where it's established. You will check your risk. You will maybe do a risk management for your own company. You will meet maybe a CEO or founder team of the company, and there the psychology works. So it's a 100% interesting case. If you are starting your sales career or partnerships career, do not be afraid of these cases, because these cases just shows you how actually people are acting in the business, how partners are acting, and what kind of cases you might see. My next slide would be your definitely 100% good recommendation for you guys to watch the TED Talks video with Rose and Chen, building connections and how to be a relationship ninja. I wanted to advise you a book by Daniel Craig, but I thought that video would be more cool because it's more interesting. Really, I'm a fan of books, but still, I'm watching a lot of podcasts and videos. So it's just 18 minutes. It will not take a lot of your time. The 4 most important key takeaways from this video, without any spoilers, you should definitely see it still, would be know yourself first, because when you're trying to build partnership, you need to understand what are your goals here. What are your goals in your partnership? What do you want to achieve with this connection? Where you want to lead this connection? How do you see this connection in 5 years? Usually such complex questions are giving you a real picture, and maybe you actually don't need that partnership anymore. So that's 100% absolutely interesting key takeaway from this video. Secondly is be vulnerable the right way. You should be honest with yourself, and you should be honest with your partner, because honesty builds a trust. I mean, it's a part of the trust, so we can definitely take it as an advice from Professor Ross and Chen. that the honesty with your own processes and the honesty with your own partner definitely is the key to make it long term. The third one is don't take things personally. I think it's when I had the cases when partnerships like are broken, or like something wrong happens, I was taking everything very personally, and I was dealing with myself that yes, this was my mistake, this has happened because of me, this has happened because of my communication. But after some time I started to understand that it was not the right way to take this case. And in partnerships can happen everything. If we are talking about partnerships not with suppliers but with your team who co-founded the company, there can be 100 millions of cases. Watch the movie Social Network about Facebook case. You can watch the movie about the jobs. Big partnerships, they sometimes have the cases when something bad happens, and every time you are taking things personally, you are basically killing the vibe in yourself to communicate, to network with people, and there will be a lot of judgments, which is point number 4, and assumptions, which kill connection. The judgments and assumptions are very dangerous things in partnerships, because when you don't know the person yet and you're trying to build a partnership from the start, sometimes there are certain factors that can tell you about something in the partner, but I think it's absolutely wrong method that can definitely kill your connection. Do not judge too early. I think everything needs a time. Unfortunately, a lot of partnerships are killed because people just thought, yeah, he's that or she's that. So don't be rush, and never take things personally, because I think these two are related to the personality and how you actually are feeling these connections and how you're feeling about this networking with people. And I think it's super cool to train these things already from the start, before you already dive deep into sales career, because sales is the ocean with the sharks. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it from my side. Thank you very much, guys, for your attention. And definitely use those tricks, use those hacks. It definitely showed some results in my experience. Even though right now I'm not anymore kind of doing sales, more in operational part. But those things can train definitely new professional skills that can help afterwards. And good luck with your future careers if you are trying to apply somewhere, and if you are already working somewhere, it's great. And good luck with your career pathway. Yeah. Thank you.